Talk, where we discuss your topics that you send in using the hashtag Table Talk on Twitter or r/SourceFed on Reddit. I'm Meg Turney.
I'm the wickedly talented Ray Edbury.
I'm Jay Bailery.
I didn't even hear what mine was.
You're Mark Turner.
Yeah, Mark Turner. I looked it up yesterday, and I remember
It's
it
like
being
just
really
another
good.
normal name.
Mark
Turner.
But oddly
just-
enough, someone named Mark Turner is Rick Turner.
We should have looked at what John Travolta's was.
Oh yeah, someone made the Adil Duzim Twitter account, and they tweeted at John Turtle.
Yeah. I can't listen to it though. Like Lee was doing it on repeat for that Vine, and
He
it's
just
so
swallows
cringy.
his
The
tongue.
wickedly talented.
I can't.
Duzim.
It's so funny too because if you watch the wide shot right afterwards, 'cause he doesn't know what to do after. So it goes black and the lights come up on her, and you see him in the corner just go.
Oh yeah, for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, on the Oscars, John Travolta was supposed to introduce Idina Menzel, and just totally Serene Bransoned it, and
It was really weird.
brain fart extraordinaire. And
I don't. Yeah. What does he say?
Adele Dazeem.
Adele Dazeem. God, it's so good.
Adil Duzim.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump into some
Yes.
topics.
All right. At Brian Anderson D says, "What are your dark horse movies? That is, movies you are ashamed for never seeing, even though you know you should."
My
Oh,
list
for
is
never.
so
Yeah, mine
long.
too. I haven't seen any of the Godfathers.
I haven't
Oh,
seen
I've seen
Schindler's
the Foyt
List.
one. Oh, really?
Wow, The Godfathers doesn't get a reaction, but Schindler's List.
Well, I'm a history major,
It
so
took me
that's
a
a
long-
movie
It
that's
took
really...
me a long time to see Schindler's List too. I didn't see it till I was in college, and I fell in love with it. It's
Oh,
one of my
really?
favorite
I saw it in
movies.
middle school, and it was like it really affected me.
I'm waiting for it to come back to theater so I could take a date there and do the Seinfeld, make out in Schindler's List.
With a date that will have no idea what you're talking about when you're talking about Seinfeld.
Like afterwards, I'll be like, "That was funny, right?" And she'll be like, "Why was that funny?" And I'll be like, "You just made out during Schindler's List, not as a joke." She'll have a big
The sad
problem.
part about the Godfathers for me is that I don't care to see them. Like I don't
Yeah.
even have the urge, and I know I want to have the urge. I've got an urge to want to have the urge to see them. I'm gonna make myself see
I
them.
tried. It's not the typical 3 act structure. They're very long, and I just remember being like, What's the plot of this?" I was also in high school. I haven't watched it since high school.
So I'm gonna
Give
give
it
them
a
a
go.
shot,
No,
all
give
you
it a
movie
go.
buffs out there.
My high school freshman marching band show started with a Godfather theme, so it was like we all had to watch
Dun,
it.
dun, 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 dun,
Bring up some
dun,
movies,
dun.
Meg,
Yes,
while I think
yes.
of other ones that I need to see.
The one I haven't seen is the last Dark Knight movie, and everybody.
What?
Because,
Wow.
Because I've discussed
Your
it on Table
dark
Talk
horse
before.
movie
Oh,
is The
interesting.
Dark Knight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because-
I agree. I think it's the worst of the three.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
think Batman
Agreed.
Begins
I brought
better.
I brought it up on Table Talk before, but it's because I read when that shooting happened in Aurora, they said where in the movie it happened, and it freaks me out too bad.
What part of the movie did it happen?
It's apparently some sort of bank robbery scene where there's a bunch of gunfire already. It's 30 minutes or so into the film,
Yeah.
and there's already a bunch of gunfire, and I just feel like I would see it and be really creepy.
I had the worst experience going to see that movie in theaters because it was I still wanted to go.
You brought this girl you thought you were going to Schindler's
I
List
thought
to
we were
make
gonna
out.
make out with it.
Didn't happen.
No, but I was in this theater and I was with my girlfriend at the time and her brothers, her younger brothers, and we were already on edge because it was just after the shooting, and we're looking around the theater and we see just a bunch of single guys by themselves in the theater. So we're sitting there and then wondering when it happened, and then at one point a guy comes into the back of the theater and just looks at everyone, and I'm very hyper aware of it.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking okay, if shit goes down, you jump on her and you just cover everybody. And the guy was at the back of the theater and it kept freaking me out. So he left and I went out and I chased after him and I said, "Hey, do you work for the theater?" And he goes, "Yeah, we're just kind of checking in on these screenings every once in a while." I was like, "Okay, you freaked me out," but it was the most intense movie going experience
guys
I've
made
ever
out.
had.
And then
They
you were
made
like,
out,
"Oh, we're
yeah.
alive." No, I saw the newest Bourne movie. Right after. It was a week after I saw a screening for it, and I kept thinking the whole movie, can I flatten my body enough against the concrete behind these chairs to be shielded by the chairs? And I was like, this is a really fucking dark thing to think about in this movie. It just totally...
You know what's crazy? In America, we don't think about we're not in that state of mind of anything could go down at any time. But once it happens in a theater like that, now you start looking for where could I find cover in this building?
Yeah.
Is that what life is like in the Middle East at all times? Just thinking I'm on a bus, how am I going to survive?
So another movie that I want to see is Attack the Block.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was part of the trio. I wanted to have a movie night where I watched that and Chronicle and a third one that's kind of in that fare that I hadn't seen yet. But I've seen the other two. Chronicle was great, but I really want to see Attack
Is
the Block.
Attack the Block by the same guy as Chronicle?
No. It was just all these like offbeat, fringe, cool movies that came out in the last couple of years.
I want to
was
see.
cool.
This is. I'm about to get shamed to hell and back. I have not seen Hot Fuzz.
Oh, Hot Fuzz is great.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
I know.
Yeah.
I've heard it's amazing, and so I'm gonna do the whole Cornetto trilogy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any others before we move on. that I
I've
really
never
wanna-
seen the Goodfellas.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a
Yeah.
great. I have it on Blu-ray. You want to borrow it?
Yes, I
Being
do.
sandwiched
I
with
absolutely
Goodfella
do.
Love. It's so good.
I know.
It's really good. Oh, I've never seen The Departed. Speaking of Goodfellas,
Oh.
I love
Departed's
Goodfellas,
good.
and I've never seen The Departed.
If I had
was
it,
my
I'd trade
favorite
with you.
Scorsese for a little while. But
Really?
Then, but then I went back to Goodfellas. I like that one better. I love Gangs of New York.
I like
I've-
Wolf of Wall Street's my favorite Scorsese
Really?
movie. I mean, like it's also the most recent and fresh in
And
my
you love
mind.
comedy.
And I thought Jonah Hill was great, and I do love comedy. I do love comedy.
So, I haven't seen This Is the End yet either.
Oh, I haven't either. That's the
Yeah.
end of the Cornetto trilogy.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Wait,
No,
No.
that's
World's End.
World's End.
Haven't
Yes,
seen that
I
either.
saw This Is the
That
End,
was
but they
good.
came out
Bunch
at the
of
same
old
time.
movies I haven't seen. There's a
And
bunch.
they
At
do
World's
this
End
in
was
my-
better than This Is the End.
I haven't seen that.
Lindsay Burton at Lindsay K. Burton says, "What's the most memorable item you brought in for show and tell back in school?" Oh boy.
No, I don't have one. I can't think.
Want to
of
draw
a
another
memorable-
one?
A
Yeah,
memorable item.
I don't have.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
but that's a little sad. That we
I'm
don't
sorry, we
remember
didn't-
that.
Sorry.
Show and tell really wasn't.
I
a
probably
big
brought in like a
thing.
Batman action figure, and I thought it was
Yeah.
awesome because it had a projectile. That was it.
I remember standing up and singing, but I don't think
That was your show and
either
tell?
show and tell. I just remember that that's where that would happen.
Show
Ross,
and
we're-
tell my talent.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Ross,
show
we're
you
doing
this, and you
math
could all
right now.
tell your
Yeah,
friends.
halfway through the thing, and they're like, "Sit down, Ross."
I like to sing my times tables. Kindle V at Kindle Marie says, "What's the first movie you can quote line by line?" Mine was Beauty and the Beast.
The first one I could ever do that with? Probably Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh
My brother and I
yeah,
line for line on Robin
I
Hood Men in
love it.
Tights.
I think maybe Men in Black.
Oh,
Is that weird?
Yeah.
NYPD. That means I'm gonna knock your punk ass down.
That was
Only
your
the
first-
that was yeah. That was like line by line.
Oh man, mine might have been like Aladdin. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
that's
gonna
a
go
great
with
one.
Aladdin. I love
Don't get
that
him
as a
started
kid.
on Aladdin.
No, I love
He starts
Aladdin.
singing.
That's your favorite one?
That yeah, hands down. I went as Abu for like my first ever Halloween.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, Aladdin. I think was probably when I was a young lad, quoting movies and singing.
Who dare disturbs my slumber?
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, real
Yeah,
solid.
and then Billy
movie.
Madison. We were quoting Billy Madison.
Oh,
in
yeah.
The hotel in Vancouver before we were coming home, about to get on the flight. We just started talking about Billy Madison. I think we dropped like 50 quotes.
We could probably
Yeah,
work our
yeah.
way through that entire song.
Well, we had a discussion, which is better, Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore in the history of Adam Sandler movies.
They're both really good.
Steve contends it's Billy Madison. It's because
Billy
of the
Madison,
quotable
I
lines.
think, is more quotable,
Yeah.
but I mean, like they're both so on par for me. Like,
Good.
yeah, I also really like The Waterboy, and I know
The
like,
Waterboy's
that-
great,
yeah.
too.
I did like the one.
Yeah, Adam Sandler
who's
had some
turn?
good movies.
I'm not.
Get in there.
We're not getting too tangenty today, you guys.
I know, because when I do, you cut me off because I start talking about the Middle East.
Yeah, that was a downer.
Hey, sometimes life needs to come down and come back up.
R.I.P. Steve's Beard at Bridger Harrison says, if there was an incident that pushed HR over the line, someone had to be fired. What happened? What did you guys do? It's just there was a camera filming everything that happened before HR was instituted into this institution,
And
then they
since.
just got rid of everybody. They just shut the whole thing
Yeah,
down.
they just watched the show.
Oh,
Oh, zing zong. With the first overall pick in the Table Talk draft, the Ross Everett's choose Joe Beretta.
Damn
you
straight.
called yourself the
That was
Ross
so good.
Everetts?
Yeah.
No,
You
it's a
went
bunch
do-up group?
Yeah, do up, the Everetts.
Every
The
time
Ross
there's a touchdown,
Everetts.
it's just
Yeah.
do-wop, do-wop. So humping each other, lots of butts,
Oh, the weird stripper thing that Elliot does.
weird stripper
With
dances.
the crutches, the offensive stripper is I think what we have to call that.
He has a name. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, I
horrible
think
things
just
we
so
call
so
each
much
other.
flesh.
Yeah.
I mean, like Steve. I think if Steve was less cool, we'd all be fired.
Mine.
Like,
See, that's funny because I think of when Lee used to take, when the couches were out, when the ComCom couch was out in the middle and Lee would take naps there, a lot of things happened. while
Yeah.
she was sleeping.
On Lee.
On Lee.
My favorite is this, when it's just like I'm like typing, I'll look over and just Leah's shirt is up and she's going like, oh, who's the cheese? Who wants to cheese this beef? And it's like, you're like, you were on Maxim's Hot 100 list.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
that's all you think
That's why.
about. Yeah.
Steve, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I feel like I've seen her ass a lot less lately since Phil got it on camera. Now
Yeah,
she doesn't
the
take it
Google
out
Glass.
as
Yeah,
often.
she doesn't wield that gun as hot.
Steve sits on the other side of the table from me, and every once in a while, I will just we can't see each other when we're behind each other's computers, so I'll just like go down under the table real slowly, and I'll get on my hands and knees, and I'll just gently take my butt out of the pants, and I'll just leave it there and make sounds until he looks under the table.
I miss when you guys in the old writers' room when you guys were on opposite sides and Steve sat next to me and you would send him the most violent gifs, the images that he would open.
we'd go,
Not
yeah.
violent like
Vile
dead bodies,
or
like
vile.
vile, yeah.
Vile, yeah, we get Tumblr
And
crazy.
he'd just literally be like, ah! And I would be like, yo, show me.
yeah,
Steve definitely has PTSD.
It's like
from
Reddit
watching it.
50-50, but without the 50% chance that you'll ever see anything good.
Wait, but that's not true because sometimes you did send him like good ones and
Well, it'd all be a setup.
yeah.
Yeah.
You'd always be like, dude, new stills from The Hobbit. And see, how many times did Steve post a
It was
new Hobbit
a
picture?
jar of bees. It was just like a jar of jelly and dead bees.
And
Yeah.
he just kept eating it.
Very weird.
At Mango, cute, says, what do you think you would have been like if you were born in a different generation?
Different.
Apparently,
Yeah.
any other generation,
What do you want me to say?
older, younger, depending on the generation.
It's so crazy because we're at this time right now where, like, I guess, like, you're having kids, people are getting married. I'm starting to think, like, this next generation of our children is going to have completely different lives than we do. And they're going to be like, they won't know life before the internet. Some of you watching might not even know life before the internet, which blows my mind. And now it's to the point, what would you have done? Like in traffic without your phone, or just like when you're bored sitting, if you don't have a phone, what do you do?
No, I think that I think what's the most interesting thing to think about is going through teenage angst with Twitter. Like I would be, I had a live journal.
I wouldn't say Twitter.
And that was
I would say
enough.
Facebook's worse.
Well, Facebook, but
Facebook's way
oh man,
worse.
I'm just thinking of the things that I wrote in like my parents don't understand in my live journal, and if I'd had Twitter to like blast it out to the world.
Yeah, it's gonna suck for my kids because I'm all internet savvy and shit.
Yeah, you're going to be able to follow
Yeah.
them and like,
I'm gonna be like, God, my stupid kids, I did this shit today.
yeah, you know what's going to actually suck is that your kids are going to be internet savvy and they're going to be able to follow you. You're going to have to watch what you say. No more shark puns.
Oh no! I will not change.
They're going to have to just learn to love and accept you. You know what, like cyberbullying when I was in, I guess we're the same age, right? But like I was in middle school and the internet and AIM and all that stuff was happening and people would cyberbully with like AIM screen names.
Oh, yep. And it'd be like screen names and away messages. Do you remember
Yep,
like the fabled
mean,
away
passive
message?
away messages
Yep.
where it goes capital letter, lowercase letter, capital letter, lowercase letter, and they just spell out a whole that we are out of your realm.
I had none of that. I had such a normal high school. It was
Ah,
the
yeah.
internet didn't
Everybody
really
had live
take off
journals
until I
and
went to
Zynga.
college. It was amazing. It was
Yeah.
perfect. It was so good.
Yeah, no, we like middle school was AIM, and then high school you started with like the free open diaries and whatnot.
Yeah,
People would
like that.
find your free open diary name and they'd read your personal thoughts. It was like the first instance of like, oh, this is kind of private, but it's on the internet
We just
and it's
gossiped
not really
and punched
private.
each other in the face.
Y'all,
Really?
you gotta lock it
That's
down.
lucky.
Friends only.
Yeah.
Friends
fuck that.
only. But the nice thing was, my college freshman year was when Facebook was started. Like when it became, came to Texas and everything, and you had to have like the college email
Yeah.
address. That was the bomb.
Yes, it was like exclusive. There was the editable wall, and like
Yep. You could go like all of it was just for finding frat parties and people who lived on our campus that were cute. That's all it was for, and it was a glorious, glorious time that we'll never be able to.
And now that's what Tinder's for.
Yep.
Our kids are gonna be like, "Do you have a Tinder account?" Like kid Tinder, Kinder. I guess.
Do you
Nope,
make it public
nope.
knowledge that you have a Tinder account?
I guess I do now. Yeah, I have a Tinder account.
I got bored in Vancouver and I Tindered for Ross and I picked up the
And
ladies
he
for
wrote,
him.
I have to read this
I'm
aloud.
so glad that I like found someone right before Tinder became big because I never had to go through the hell that apparently is
It's
Tinder.
not-
Ross,
I mean,
I'm
like-
bored. Let me see your Tinder.
My friend has the best Tinder account because I was using his account, and he was like, everyone says yes to me. I'm like, bullshit. Let me see this. And like everyone that I clicked yes on had already yesed him. But this is the
God I
message
didn't have to do
that
I contend that this message is great, and he's weirded out by it.
he goes, it's a match! Like, exclamation mark. The digital stars have aligned, and fate has gifted us with this moment. Ellipses, smiley face, parentheses. That needs to be read with a bit of silly. I read that right. With a bit of silly to be effective and not weird. Close parentheses. You pretty. Second smiley face.
Oh, actually, I think if a guy sent me this, I'd be like, oh, how fun.
Oh, what did she say?
And then she goes, digital stars, haha, I like it. And then I'm like, what? Like,
Yeah,
this
I think that was
worked?
fun. That totally would. If someone had sent me that on OkCupid, I would have been like, oh.
Needless to
fun.
say,
It's kinda
I am
silly. Oh, and
copy
he complimented
and
me.
pasting that to every
Yeah,
Tinder
you
match.
piece of shit.
I am a
They
poet.
know each. You know, there are women who know each other, right? They're gonna be like, oh my god, this
the
guy's
same
digital
guy.
star.
Yeah. Digital Star.
Digital Star.
That's kind of a sick name.
Digital star.
Yeah, I love that. I'm gonna change all of my handles to Digital Star. Yeah, Owen, I'm sorry. You gotta re-edit it. On Twitter, I am now at Digital Star.
I want you to show Meg and the people at home the photos you've chose to represent yourself because
let me
they're
see.
great.
Oh
I
my
love it.
goodness.
I love it.
Okay. Ooh, wow, we're getting.
Out of context, they're amazing.
Wait, and like, you see, I have no problem with it, but I'm wondering if like now we're gonna see it from a different point of view.
It's like, okay, so
For this first one.
Okay, I'm a funny guy. I'm talented. I try things.
All right, he might be giving a lecture.
No, this is stand-up comedy.
I know, but I'm saying
Okay.
what I would.
Oh, all right.
He's not
Maybe
afraid
he's
to-
giving a
to
lecture.
speak in
He
public.
might be
He's
a
confident.
motivational speaker. Exactly.
Oh, he's also a badass.
Fireman?
Guy,
Oh, I
or
love
possibly
fire.
gay
No, I love
with his
it.
boyfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, candid. He's
Maybe
old.
like he's like an indie folk
Is he on a
musician.
boat? Is he-
Yeah,
That's
he's
on a
out-
boat?
He likes to go
Oh, is he rich? He might have
outside.
money.
No, I think it's more
Yeah.
like, he's like one of those guys who just wants to go down to
fun.
the beach and just
Oh,
have
but he also might
fun.
own a sailboat.
Good.
Okay, well, he has a cookie
Okay,
monster.
so he hangs out at the
yeah.
Sesame
I mean,
Street set.
That's-
Okay,
he
now
looks really
I'm
young in this photo,
backing
though,
off
so
a
maybe it's
little
like
bit.
Really? That's the one that backs you up?
Oh, this one's fun.
Oh, this is just fun. This is
fun.
like-
Isn't that
yeah.
cool? Is that not the most Joe
just
Beretta
creative.
picture of Ross Everett that you've ever seen?
I mean, I don't know why you would choose to put
He
this
likes
on.
animals.
He's
He
animal
likes
friendly, but
animals.
I don't see his face at all, and it puts me off a little bit. You're
You've
gonna have to
already
change the
seen
Cookie
the
Monster
face?
and that one.
Okay.
That's the last one.
That one and the Cookie
That's
Monster
a new
gotta
one.
go.
Animal lover, badass, possibly gay, hangs out at children's events, might own a boat, and likes to talk about it in public.
How do you not yes that guy?
Yeah, exactly.
You
I'm
do
gonna have to tell you, from a lady's perspective, I'd take out the Cookie Monster, I'd take out the dog photo.
Really?
Yes.
Well, the Cookie Monster actually gets the most responses.
Wow.
People go, "Where
not
did you
a
meet
fan of the
Cookie
Cookie
Monster?"
Ladies want to have sex with the Cookie
They
Monster.
want to. They want me for my friends.
I mean, I like Cookie Monster.
You want to know
person.
my line back to that? Is I go, yeah, you taught me a lot about what it means to live on the street.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Jay Bailey.
I'm Ray Ellersby.
Forgot I'm Mark Turner. Don't forget, you can submit your topics using the hashtag Table Talk on Twitter or on Reddit r/SourceFed. We'll see you guys next time.
Have a wicked good time.
God, that is so cringy.